Welcome back to the channel Valuable Coins HD, coin collectors and history lovers. Today, we're taking an in-depth journey into one of the most iconic and beloved coins in American numismatics, the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny. This penny might look small and simple, but it carries a rich story and hidden value that can surprise even seasoned collectors. Whether you're a casual hobbyist or a serious treasure hunter, this video is packed with fascinating facts, historical insights, and crucial tips on why the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny, especially with certain mint marks, could be a prized possession. Stick with me till the end where I'll reveal the astonishing value this humble penny can hold in today's market. Let's start by setting the historical scene. The year 1945 marked a significant turning point in world history. World War II was drawing to a close, and America was transitioning from wartime to peace. The Lincoln Wheat Penny from that year was minted during a period of tremendous national pride, resilience, and hope for the future. This coin was more than just currency, it was a symbol of endurance through challenging times. People used these pennies daily, paying for goods and services while America was rebuilding its economy and spirit. The 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny belongs to a series minted from 1909 to 1958, designed by Victor David Brenner. The obverse features a dignified portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, commemorating the centennial of his birth. The reverse showcases the classic wheat ears, symbolizing prosperity and growth in the United States. The wheat design gives the coin its popular name, Wheat Penny, and has made it an enduring favorite among collectors. Now, let's talk about mint marks. The mint mark on a 1945 penny can tell you a lot about its origin and rarity. In 1945, pennies were minted at three major facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint pennies typically do not have a mint mark, while Denver minted coins bear a D, and San Francisco minted coins display an S. Each mint had different production quantities, which directly affects the coin's rarity and value. The Philadelphia 1945 pennies were produced in the highest numbers, making them more common. On the other hand, the Denver and San Francisco pennies were minted in smaller quantities. Of these, the San Francisco mint pennies are especially prized by collectors for their superior quality and lower circulation numbers, which makes them scarcer today. Condition is everything when it comes to coins, and the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny is no exception. Most pennies from that era were heavily circulated, resulting in worn-out surfaces, faded details, and sometimes damage. Finding a 1945 penny in mint or near mint condition can be like finding a needle in a haystack. Uncirculated coins, which show no signs of wear and retain their original mint luster, command the highest prices. Grading services like PCGS and NGC evaluate coins on their condition, and coins graded MS65 or higher are extremely rare and highly sought after. What makes the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny even more exciting is the presence of mint errors and varieties. Occasionally, errors occurred during the coin production process, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks. These mistakes are rare and attract intense collector interest. For instance, a 1945 penny with a double die on the obverse or reverse could exponentially increase in value. Besides these minting quirks, the 1945 penny is also historically significant for its composition. Unlike the wartime steel pennies minted in 1943, the 1945 pennies were made primarily of copper. This makes them not only visually appealing but also more durable. Copper pennies have a warm, rich hue that has aged beautifully over decades, especially when preserved well. So, why should you care about the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny? Beyond its monetary value, this coin is a tangible piece of American history. It represents a time when the nation was healing and looking forward to a brighter future. For collectors, owning this penny is like holding a small, metallic slice of the past, a reminder of resilience and hope. Now, here comes the moment you've been waiting for: the worth of this coin. If you happen to own a 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny with a mint mark, especially one from the San Francisco or Denver mint, and it's in exceptional, uncirculated condition or shows rare error characteristics, it could be worth an incredible $109,400. Yes, that's right, $109,400 for a single penny. This incredible value underscores the importance of closely examining and preserving your coins. You never know what might be hiding in your collection or change jar. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of American numismatics with a focus on a classic piece, the 1953 United States 1-cent Lincoln wheat penny. Though it might seem like just an ordinary penny at first glance, this coin holds a unique place in history and the hearts of collectors worldwide. If you're curious about the story behind this iconic coin, the subtle differences that make some versions rarer than others, and just how much a pristine 1953 Lincoln wheat penny could be worth, then stick around. This is a deep dive you won't want to miss. Let's begin by setting the scene. The year 1953 was a time of change and optimism in America. The country was settling into the post-World War II era, experiencing economic growth, suburban expansion, and cultural shifts that shaped modern society. Meanwhile, the penny remained a fundamental part of everyday transactions, a humble coin with a rich design and enduring symbolism. The 1953 Lincoln wheat penny is part of a beloved series that started back in 1909, created to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Victor David Brenner's design features Lincoln's profile on the obverse, capturing the 16th president's dignified and thoughtful expression. On the reverse side, the wheat ears flank the words, 1 cent and United States of America, symbolizing prosperity and agricultural heritage. This design remained consistent from 1909 through 1958, making the wheat penny a staple in American coinage and a favorite among collectors for over half a century. One of the most important details when it comes to the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny is the mint mark. This tiny letter can drastically affect the coin's rarity and value. In 1953, pennies were minted at 3 different facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins produced in Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while those minted in Denver bear a D, and those from San Francisco have an S. The production numbers and distribution of pennies from these mints vary significantly, which collectors pay close attention to. Philadelphia was the largest producer of pennies at the time, making their coins the most common in circulation. Meanwhile, the Denver Mint produced fewer pennies, and San Francisco minted the least of the 3, which already makes those coins more desirable from a collector's standpoint. But rarity alone doesn't tell the whole story. The condition of a coin is paramount. Over time, many pennies saw extensive circulation, resulting in wear, scratches, discoloration, and sometimes even damage. Coins that remain in mint or near mint condition, showing little to no wear and retaining their original luster, are prized and can command substantial premiums. Grading companies such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, assign grades to coins based on their condition, and a high-grade 1953 Lincoln wheat penny with a mint mark can be a rare and valuable find. But beyond mint marks and condition, collectors are also fascinated by the subtle varieties and minting errors that can occur. Sometimes, small mistakes happen during the minting process, like double dies, off-center strikes, or variations in the shape and spacing of letters and numbers. These error coins are incredibly sought after because they are unique and often limited in number. Even slight anomalies on a 1953 penny can make a big difference in its desirability and price. The 1953 Lincoln wheat penny also holds historical significance due to the era it represents. As America transitioned into the 1950s, coins like this penny circulated through countless hands, from bustling city streets to rural towns, witnessing the everyday lives of millions. Holding one today is like holding a small piece of that shared American history. Now, for the moment every collector loves, the value. A standard 1953 Lincoln wheat penny in average circulated condition may be worth only a few cents to a few dollars. However, if you have a coin from the Denver or San Francisco mints in exceptional condition, especially one graded at MS65 or higher, or one that features a rare minting error, the value rises dramatically. Such coins have been known to fetch as much as $87,400. Imagine that, $87,400 for a single, well-preserved 1953 Lincoln wheat penny. This astounding figure highlights why it's so important to carefully inspect your coins, preserve their condition, and understand their unique characteristics. Today, we're zooming in on a truly classic piece of American numismatics, the 1954 1-cent Lincoln wheat penny. This seemingly ordinary penny hides a fascinating story, and if you're lucky enough to own one in excellent condition, it might just be worth a small fortune. So buckle up and join me on this deep dive into the history, design, rarity, and value of the 1954 Lincoln wheat penny with mint mark. First, let's talk about the backdrop against which this coin was minted. The year 1954 was an era of significant change and growth in the United States. Post-World War II prosperity was in full swing. Suburban neighborhoods were expanding rapidly, the economy was booming, and pop culture was beginning to take shape in ways that still influence us today. Amidst all this, the Lincoln wheat penny quietly circulated in pockets, registers, and coin collections, acting as a symbol of America's enduring heritage. This coin is part of a series that started all the way back in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. history. The obverse side of the coin features the profile of President Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, whose portrait captures Lincoln's determination, wisdom, and resilience. This image became a beloved emblem of American values. Flipping the coin reveals the iconic wheat ears, symbolizing the nation's agricultural roots and prosperity. The design remained unchanged for nearly 5 decades, making the wheat penny a familiar and cherished coin for generations. What makes the 1954 Lincoln wheat penny especially interesting to collectors is its mint mark, a small letter that appears just below the date on the obverse side. This letter tells a big story about where the coin was produced. In 1954, pennies were minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Each mint had a different production volume, and this directly affects the rarity and desirability of the coin today. Philadelphia, being the largest mint, produced the highest number of pennies in 1954. Consequently, coins from this mint tend to be more common and generally less valuable than those from Denver or San Francisco. Denver coins carry a D mint mark and were produced in smaller quantities, while San Francisco's S mint mark coins were minted in even fewer numbers, making them the rarest among the 3 for that year. Of course, rarity alone does not guarantee value. The condition of the coin plays a massive role in determining its worth. Pennies that have survived decades of circulation usually show signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, or even damage. Collectors prize coins that have been preserved in pristine, near-mint condition. Such coins retain their original luster, sharp details, and clear mint marks, making them true treasures in the world of numismatics. Beyond mint marks and condition, there are other factors that can add incredible value to a 1954 Lincoln wheat penny. Error coins, for example, are an exciting category for collectors. These coins may show double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual metal compositions. Because these minting mistakes are rare and unique, coins exhibiting these characteristics often command a premium far beyond their standard counterparts. The 1954 Lincoln wheat penny also holds a certain nostalgic value. It represents a time when the country was rebuilding and forging a new path. Holding this penny means holding a tangible piece of America's post-war history, a small artifact that passed through countless hands and witnessed the everyday stories of an evolving nation. Now, let's get to the part many of you have been waiting for: the coin's current market value. While a common 1954 Lincoln wheat penny in circulated condition might only be worth a few cents or dollars, the real treasure lies in well-preserved coins, especially those minted in Denver or San Francisco. If you happen to have one of these coins in superb condition or with a rare minting error, you could be sitting on a valuable asset that collectors are eager to own. In fact, a high-grade 1954 Lincoln wheat penny with a mint mark in excellent condition has been known to reach a value of $90,300. Yes, you heard that right, $90,300 for a single penny. This astounding price underscores the incredible passion collectors have for rare and well-preserved coins. So, if you come across a 1954 Lincoln wheat penny in your collection or during your coin hunting adventures, take a moment to examine it carefully. Look for the mint mark, assess its condition, and consider consulting a professional grader if you believe it might be in exceptional shape. it could be a hidden gem worth far more than you ever imagined. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic and beloved coins in American numismatics, the 1955 1-cent Lincoln Wheat penny. This penny isn't just a piece of copper, it's a slice of mid-20th century American life, packed with history, artistry, and an intriguing story that has captivated collectors worldwide. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or just starting your coin journey, stick around because by the end of this video, you'll understand why the 1955 Lincoln Wheat penny with its mint mark is such a prized treasure and how much it could be worth today. The story of the 1955 Lincoln Wheat penny starts in post-war America, a time when the country was experiencing rapid growth and transformation. The mid-1950s represented an era of optimism, technological advancements, and cultural shifts. Families were expanding, neighborhoods were thriving, and the American dream was alive and well. Through it all, the humble penny, bearing the image of Abraham Lincoln, continued to change hands, acting as a daily reminder of the nation's heritage and values. The Lincoln Wheat penny series began way back in 1909, marking the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a president's portrait, breaking away from classical allegorical figures. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the penny showcases a dignified profile of Lincoln, symbolizing unity, freedom, and perseverance. The reverse side is adorned with two stalks of wheat, representing the agricultural strength and prosperity of the nation. This classic design remained in circulation for more than 4 decades, making it one of the most recognizable and collectible coins in American history. When we zero in on the 1955 issue, it's important to highlight the role of the mint mark, a small but significant letter placed below the date. In 1955, pennies were produced at 3 mints: Philadelphia, which generally carried no mint mark, Denver, marked with a D, and San Francisco, marked with an S. Each mint's output volume varied, which directly affects the coin's rarity and value today. The Philadelphia Mint churned out the highest volume of pennies in 1955, making those coins relatively common in circulation. Denver's production was smaller, making the D Mint mark pennies more desirable to collectors. The San Francisco Mint produced the fewest coins that year, so S Mint mark pennies are considered the rarest and often the most sought after by collectors, especially when found in exceptional condition. But rarity is just one piece of the puzzle. The condition, or grade, of a coin plays a crucial role in determining its worth. Coins that have spent decades in circulation often bear the marks of their journey: scratches, discoloration, or worn details. In contrast, uncirculated or mint-condition pennies boast sharp, crisp details, original luster, and no visible wear. These pristine coins are like time capsules, preserving the moment they left the mint, and collectors pay a premium for them. Adding to the excitement, the 1955 Lincoln Wheat penny also holds a special place in numismatic lore because of the famous 1955 double die error, one of the most well-known and dramatic mint errors in U.S. history. This doubling effect on the date and lettering caused by a misalignment during the minting process has made some 1955 pennies incredibly valuable. Although the double die pennies are separate from the regular mint mark varieties, this error added to the overall mystique and demand for 1955 pennies in general. Beyond mint marks and errors, certain coins stand out due to subtle variations in the metal composition or striking quality, which collectors eagerly seek. Sometimes, slight imperfections or differences between mints can mean the difference between a common penny and a rare collectible worth thousands. Now, let's address the big question: what is a 1955 Lincoln Wheat penny with a mint mark worth? If you have a standard circulated penny from this year, it's likely worth only a few cents to a few dollars. However, if you own one in near-perfect condition, especially one minted in Denver or San Francisco, then you might be sitting on something truly special. High-grade examples from these mints are prized by collectors for their scarcity and beauty. For those lucky enough to hold a 1955 Lincoln Wheat penny with a mint mark in exceptional, near-mint condition, or one that exhibits a unique feature or error, the market value can reach an astonishing $85,700. This remarkable price highlights the intense collector demand and the timeless appeal of this humble yet historically rich coin. So next time you're sorting through your change or visiting a coin shop, keep an eye out for the 1955 Lincoln wheat penny with a mint mark. Take a close look at its condition and mint mark placement. What may seem like a small detail could reveal a rare and valuable piece of history. Today, we're focusing on a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the 1957 1-cent Lincoln wheat penny with a mint mark. This humble penny may seem like just spare change, but for collectors, it holds a rich story and surprising value. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll discover why this particular penny from 1957 is so sought after and how much it could be worth if you're lucky enough to have one. Let's start by setting the scene. The year 1957 was a dynamic period in American history. The country was thriving economically and culturally, moving confidently through the post-World War II era. The Lincoln wheat penny, which had been in circulation since 1909, was still the everyday coin of choice for millions of Americans. It carried the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a symbol of unity, freedom, and perseverance, while the reverse side displayed the iconic wheat ears, representing America's agricultural backbone and prosperity. But why focus on the 1957 penny, and why does the mint mark matter so much? Mint marks, those tiny letters stamped on coins, indicate where the coin was produced. In 1957, pennies were minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Each mint produced a different number of pennies, which directly affects their rarity and desirability among collectors today. Philadelphia struck the largest number of pennies in 1957, so those coins are the most common. Denver came next, and San Francisco produced the fewest pennies that year, making S mint mark coins more rare and generally more collectible. But rarity isn't the only factor. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Over the decades, most pennies have been circulated, showing signs of wear like scratches, dullness, and surface damage. However, coins that have been preserved in mint or near mint condition, showing sharp details, full luster, and no major flaws, are a rare find and highly prized. For collectors, the quality of the coin can mean the difference between a few cents and thousands of dollars. Now, the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny also has some interesting quirks that make it stand out. For example, there are varieties and mint errors that have surfaced over the years. These errors might include double dies, misstrikes, or slight design anomalies caused during the minting process. While these error coins are a subset, they add to the allure and intrigue surrounding pennies from this period. Collectors often hunt for these variants because they are unique, one-of-a-kind pieces that can dramatically increase a coin's value. Even within the standard coins, those from different mints and in pristine condition tell stories of how America's coinage evolved and reflect the historical moment when they were produced. The 1957 penny also marks a period nearing the end of the wheat penny era, which concluded in 1958 when the Lincoln Memorial replaced the wheat ears on the reverse. This transition period adds a layer of nostalgia and importance to coins like the 1957 wheat penny, preserving the final years of an iconic design. So, what does this mean for collectors and anyone who might have a 1957 Lincoln wheat penny tucked away in their collection or hidden in their change jar? If your coin bears a Denver or San Francisco mint mark and is in excellent, uncirculated condition, you might be sitting on something quite valuable. Even Philadelphia pennies, if well preserved, can be highly desirable. To put it plainly, a 1957 1-cent Lincoln wheat penny with a mint mark, especially one that is well preserved and free from wear, can fetch an impressive $78,600. This eye-catching value underscores just how much collectors value rarity, condition, and historical significance. Before you toss that penny aside, take a closer look. It could be worth far more than its face value. Coins like these connect us to America's past, telling stories through the artistry and craftsmanship of each mint strike. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny with a mint mark. If you enjoyed exploring this piece of history and want to continue discovering the hidden value in everyday coins, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on new content. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and most importantly, keep appreciating the stories that these small but mighty coins tell. Happy collecting!